What does it mean to be worthy of someone's time? I'm not sure. The irony of something as cute and innocent as a crush is that it can also be incredibly stressful and tenuous. And people usually kind of laugh about it later, but some people get stuck in a sort of Groundhog Day where the sort of movie esque moment where things finally coalesce never really happens, and they're sort of stuck hoping to be close to that person. Similar in a way to how, Dayglow here is trying to be close to you, aka that you being someone that he likes, most likely romantically, but there is admiration in many forms, and thus I don't want to lock it to that one. It can be very, very tricky to sort of admit feelings even exist for a person and then being able to pursue those feelings successfully. And usually it's like Groundhog Day. And instead of being able to just curb that anxiety for about maybe only a minute and being able to say these things, sometimes you can end up with your foot in your mouth, or your foot never gets a chance to be in your mouth because this moment clearly isn't for you. And that speaks to the organic nature of feelings and how they work for people and attraction. It's essentially sometimes like a lottery. Certain things may happen that you do or someone else does that people just find attractive. And it's a very weird thing. However, Dayglow does take a very bright and poppy approach to the nature of this struggle. Instead of kind of being down in the dumps, emo, I'm going dark mode on Twitter, don't talk to me for about like 3 weeks. Instead, he's just kind of like having fun with the frustrations of it, and it makes the song enjoyable. We have Dayglow kind of pondering, does this even make sense? Nothing seems to be working. I keep beating myself up because every time I want to say the thing about the feeling, it's not coming out. Ah, emotions, they suck. Emotions, they're fun. And in this chase, in this endless chase for affection, seeking to understand a person, let alone like liking them, becomes this weirdly huge challenge that in the grand scheme of things, very small. But overall, as a song, it's bright, it's got glowing tones, and it's cute, it's adorable. There's like, this is like, unfortunately, when it comes to reality versus fantasy, in fantasy you're the movie guy, you're the main character who maybe is a little dense but eventually figures out that all he's got to do is just be brave one time and he says the thing and then it works out. But reality is a little more harsh. It's got a little more salt in your coffee that's decaffeinated, and that's okay. Without that decaffeinated salty coffee, you wouldn't have the chance to learn from the experience. If you won every single time, there would not be a chance to apply what you learned from the mistakes, or learned from the failure, or learned from the rejection to newer situations that have the same familiar tones. And so ultimately, that goes back to how fun this song is. Because ultimately, I've said ultimately about 3 times, I'm sorry. I also should apologize to Denzel Curry, but that's a whole nother thing. This is what all those emotions feel like, and we've had very many different versions of this adorable type of situation where someone is overthinking and failing, and while we hope for them to win one day, this is what makes the underdog's success eventually so satisfying, because they weren't simply perfect. Reality is not perfect, and thus when we do have a moment of win, a moment of gold sunshine, when we have our moment, we get to be happy. And that's ultimately what this is. This song is just a happy-go-lucky look at something that just, it's a fun experience. It's not always stressful, but it's kind of funny to think of it in a lighter tone after you grow up and you're like, oh man, you remember when you crushed on Sally in 7th grade? Well, Sally's a lawyer now. And you're a, what job do you want? You can have whatever job you want. The thing is, it's just a cute little memory. And that's what this song sounds like, a cute memory of like when this was the biggest problem in your life. And sometimes, you know, those times, you miss those times. But now you're an adult, you have experience in the real world, and you can just laugh to this song. And I like the campy nature of the song. It's fun. I enjoy it. Dayglow. Close to You. It's pretty good. It's pretty neat. I'll give it a neat out of neat. Well, this guy says, while you might not be as smooth as lotion when you speak, you can always successfully avoid people. It's like the easiest thing you can do. And in a pandemic, it's recommended. So there you go. You don't have to get close to anyone. At all. Not a single soul. No one.